Hello and welcome to this episode of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathon Skinner and today we're looking at a fully trimmed centre console and radio fascia units for the Jaguar E-Type. So it's applicable to the Series 1 and Series 2 open two-seater Roadsters and two-seater fixed heads. Bear in mind the Series 1 3.8s, or rather the early 3.8s, tended to use the aluminium version of these, so this is what we refer to as the material versions because they were fitted to some 3.8s as well. You'll have to excuse my voice, I appear to be losing it, so hopefully I managed to get through all of the video, but please bear with me on that one. So what we've got here is we've got a customer's original console unit and radio fascia that he sent us, and we've retrimmed it for him. We've retrimmed it, everything in leather. He's gone for a full leather kit, so all the main panels are leather. Seats he's also gone for in leather. He's actually switched to MX5 seats, which we've designed to an E-Type specification, or as close as you can get to it, and we've redone it all for him. So it's a very dark brown sort of leather, and it's a smooth finish. And because there is actually no matching leathercloth or vinyl to this colour, we've actually done all the elements in leather, including the piping, which you don't normally do in leather. That is normally always leathercloth where available, but everything's in leather here. So what you see here is effectively our centre console kit, all fully trimmed up on the parts that are applicable. So our centre console kit we supply as a pre-cut and sewn where applicable kit to retrim, effectively originals, but obviously we've done it here on site. So looking at the front of the car first, effectively got this radio fascia. Now this did change between the different series of the cars, the shape of this element here. Our retrim kit actually accommodates all the different versions of it, i.e. this main area here, which is the main part that changes. We supply a piece which is much bigger than it needs to be for this particular version, so it allows for the larger sort of Series 2 commonly seen versions there. But you've got obviously this main panel here. That's actually, if I look on the back of it, it's got the hole there for the radio cut out. Now we float over that intentionally because not everyone chooses to put a radio in. It's obviously got the ashtray there, gets trimmed around with the piping, which as I said before is leather. Then it's got these side speaker panels. So these are brand new moulded black plastic panels, which we've then retrimmed in the material. For some cars they stayed black. This customer has requested we trim them. It's worth bearing in mind that we skive a lot of these materials, skiving being the process of thinning down leather. We have an on-site skiving machine. And it's perfect for this element of things, especially this sort of ashtray covering here and the piping that goes around here. You're just not going to be able to achieve the same finish if you don't thin that leather down. So we automatically skive bits of leather down depending on where they're used in the car to make it a bit more pliable to that area. So it's just one of the small little added extras that we do as standard, knowing what we know about these cars. So as you can see, that's very nicely done. And then moving on to the main console area that sits in between the front seat. Now you notice we've got the gear lever gaiter, or the boot gaiter as our American cousins call it. That's loose. Normally obviously that sits in there. We haven't been provided with this chrome surround finisher that's normally on there. The customer's got that at his end, so we've left that out for the purposes of this video. Obviously he's going to sort that at his end. Again, this area here, this dome housing, that sometimes was black as standard in the cars, but we do supply material to recover this, and again it's skived, which makes the life so much easier in terms of pliability to it. It is a tough part to trim this, and this is the way we recommend you do it. Basically is doing a deliberate seam join at that end there. We've seen all sorts of various ways of doing this. We think this is the most accurate and neat way of doing it, which effectively you're folding back the material, really pushing it down and getting it to butt up and kiss in the middle, so it leaves a very deliberate but neat join there. You obviously got the piping that goes around here and the piping that goes round all the way along this back channel here and round there. Again, all leather and skived down. This main top bit here, it's metal but then has some ply underneath it. We've replaced the ply because the old stuff was knackered. That is sold as an optional extra, the ply. We don't include that as standard in our retrim kit, so just bear that in mind. Then you've got the lid armrest here. Again, this foam piece here is an optional extra. We've replaced it. Really is worth replacing. the foam in there, you're not going to get a particularly neat finish. If you're using 40-50-year-old foam or a brand new cover in there, you often get saggy corners, so we do recommend that you replace these where possible. You've obviously got the hardboard panels there. Now those keen-eyed will notice there's no tacks in there. Originally they did use tacks to go round. We've actually used a very strong contact adhesive there. We think it looks a lot neater doing it that way, but originally was tacked. Then you've obviously got another plywood hardboard piece in the bottom there, which gets trimmed in. Very, very tight finishes these. This one's normally absolutely fine. You just have to prise these apart slightly to get it to fit. This one here, often you find might need a bit of trimming around where this hinge is here. Very easy to do. You just peel back a bit of the material and literally sand it down to fit your car. We supply thousands of these things. Obviously they're all cut on a CNC for millimetre-perfect edging, finishing on them, but you can never guarantee from car to car the fit of these bits and bobs, so just bear that in mind. A very easy alteration to make, not hard at all. You may not even need to make it. Yep, obviously all round here, as you can see, with the hinge set up at the back there, and then you have obviously the left and right panels there, which are very basic and easy to trim. So, as you can see, very neat job. So yeah, like I say, it's more of a guide as to how it's meant to look. You know, you should be using this as a benchmark. Benchmark meaning this should be the kind of minimum you should aim for, but by all means outclass this if you want. It's a very nice job, but I'm sure if you spent enough time and effort on it, you could get it even neater. These things are sometimes the bit of a dangerous one for a perfectionist, because you can just keep on tinkering and tinkering. But yeah, very nice job on that. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more action regarding all of our retrim kits. Cheers.